this paper cutting about the bauxite mining in Andhra Pradesh. This appeared in the Hindu newspaper today, uh, and what they're saying is now the new ministry in Andhra Pradesh, they're planning to go ahead with the mining of bauxite in the interior Andhra Pradesh. Uh, and a lot of discussions happens in that article. But my concern is nobody is discussing about what is right. What is being discussed is it's all about who is right. Nobody is discussing about what is right. So I thought this is a good case for analyzing the stakeholders involved in the whole uh, situation, the whole case. So here is the this is what happened. This is the paper cutting I have uh, from today's paper, today's Hindu newspaper. So this is about bauxite mining could spur a Maoist revival in the tribal areas of Andhra Pradesh. Now, uh, these mines are in uh, the ecologically sensitive areas, which are the habitats of this tribal population. And when I Googled about this particular case, the articles have started coming in which are dated from 2003 onwards. So this is not something which spur up yesterday. This is going on for a very long time. The government wants to push their development agenda, which will affect uh, the environment and the tribal people and other locals in the area. And there are enough studies conducted on the impact of this kind of mining on the environment. So now the agitation starts, and now this Maoist, which is a prohibited unit in India, uh, outfit in India. So now they are backing uh, the villages or the tribals. So tribals alone may be a very weak stakeholder, but when tribals teams up with other organizations like NGOs and outfits like the Maoist, together they can become high power, high interest. Otherwise, they are low power, high interest group, tribals alone. But when the moment they team up with other agencies, they can become high power, high interest. Similarly, on the other side, we have the politicians, the business houses, uh, the industry itself. So they are also high power, high interest. But then there is a conflict of interest between these two segments of high power, high interest groups. Then there are these government agencies coming in as another set of stakeholder. So they may be uh, high interest. Some of them could be low power. Some of them could be high power. And the press is there. Press is definitely, it is high interest and maybe low power because directly they're going to do much there, especially considering uh, the strength of the press in India, because mostly it is a paid media, and only a few exists which really does the perfect journalism. So the press definitely they have high interest. The power of the press, I'm unable to judge. Um, so these are the key stakeholders. We have the tribals, we have the locals, we have the politicians as a stakeholder, the business houses, the government agencies, the industry, the press, the NGOs, and some of the banned organizations. Uh, the crux of the issue is nobody is discussing about what is right. Everybody is discussing about who is right. Unless we start discussing about what is right, the right solutions will not come out. Uh, uh, the very fact that the discussions are around who is right, that involves that is itself an indication that a lot of politics is going on between the whole thing. We had similar incidents in other states as well, where a dam comes in and the tribals are affected, and the environment is affected, and then suddenly, and they are all high interest, low power stakeholders, and all of a sudden they unite together, then they become high power, high interest. A similar situation may arise here. This article is only about the Maoist group getting revived in the tribal areas. But then in reality, maybe other NGOs also can follow suit. The local bodies also can follow suit, and this may get transformed into a fight against uh, uh, reckless industrialization and environment and for environment protection. So I don't know, because this is just based on the paper cutting. Let us wait and see how things work out, how things progress here. I thought I'll present this because it is a good case for uh, identifying the stakeholders and their impact on projects. Now, due to some reason, if government have to roll back their this mining agenda, I'm sure that a lot of projects may get affected, and there is a industry thriving on this. Now, who owns this industry, and all that is a different thing, and who is right, and that is also a different thing. uh, in this session, our objective is just to identify the stakeholders for this case. And we have the tribals, the locals, the politicians, the business houses, the government agencies, industry, the press, the NGOs, and some of the banned organizations. And there could be a lot of unknown stakeholders also. So it's an interesting story. And sometimes yeah, one can be very anxious to uh, know the developments, because if it is really going to kill the environment, then I'm really worried about it. And if it is going to really impact the habitat of the tribal people, I'm equally concerned. Thank you very much.